On an ordinary flight, a woman silently hugged a box and quietly placed it on the seat next to her. Her expression was silent and sorrowful, contrasting sharply with the surrounding noise. The man sitting next to her noticed the box and, out of curiosity, quietly asked, "What's inside?" The woman's eyes darkened, and she answered in a low voice, "This is my husband." She paused for a moment and continued, "He unfortunately got shot and passed away while protecting our country. I am taking him home." After hearing this, the man inexplicably felt a sense of smugness rise within him. He thought that he could use this situation to get the airline to upgrade him to business class for free. So he deliberately raised his voice and shouted, "Flight attendant! Flight attendant!" The flight attendant walked over, and the man pretended to be impatient and said, "I don't want to sit next to her. It's too unlucky. This situation is affecting my mood. I demand an upgrade to business class with the corresponding services, or I will stop the plane from taking off." The flight attendant raised her eyebrows slightly and responded gently, "Sir, please wait a moment. I will report this to the purser." The woman, hearing this, quickly lowered her head and apologized. "I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause you any inconvenience." After the flight attendant left, the man sat up straight, feeling confident that he would soon enjoy the comfort and quality service of business class. A few minutes later, the flight attendant returned with an apologetic expression and said to him, "Sir, the purser has decided to upgrade your seat to business class and provide the full range of services. We also wish you a pleasant journey." The man showed a smug smile, ready to pack his things and head to business class. However, the flight attendant added, "Sorry, sir, I was referring to this lady being upgraded to business class." The entire cabin fell silent for a moment, and then a round of applause broke out. The woman smiled and lowered her head, thanking the kind passengers around her. The man's face immediately turned pale, frozen in place, unsure of how to respond. This story tells us that when facing others' pain and loss, we should prioritize sympathy and respect rather than selfishly pursuing personal interests. Exploiting the suffering of others for personal gain will not only lead to a lack of respect, but also leave us in an embarrassing situation. We should learn to extend a helping hand when others are in difficulty rather than taking advantage of their misfortune. Such behavior truly reflects the brilliance of human nature.
One day a man and his wife were driving home. The man loved his wife deeply. While driving, the wife fell asleep, and the husband focused on the road ahead. Suddenly, they were involved in a car accident. The wife woke up in the hospital, confused. She asked the doctor, "What happened?" The doctor replied, "You were in a car accident. You were very close to losing your life." Angry and frustrated, the wife blamed her husband for being careless and causing the accident. She contacted a lawyer the next day demanding a divorce. The following day, the lawyer showed her a video from the crash scene. In the video, it became clear that as the crash was about to happen, the husband turned the steering wheel sharply, positioning the car so that the impact would be on his side. He sacrificed himself to ensure she would survive. True love is not just about words, but about selfless actions. Cherish those who are willing to give everything for your well-being.
A wealthy father and his son went shopping at an expensive mall. On their way back, a poor boy approached them, crying, "Please help me, sir. I have no clothes to wear." The rich father felt sympathy for the boy, seeing his tattered clothes. "How old are you, little boy?" he asked. "I'm 10 years old, sir," the boy replied. The father then said, "My son is also 10 years old. I think his new clothes would fit you perfectly." Turning to his well-dressed son, the father asked, "Jeff, wouldn't it be wonderful if you could give some of the new clothes we bought to this boy? We can always come back tomorrow to shop again." The boy whispered, "All right, Dad." The rich father opened the shopping bags and handed a few clothes to the poor boy, who was overjoyed. The father then asked, "Can I know where you live?" The boy replied, "I live just under the bridge down the street." The boy expressed his deep gratitude as the father and son got into their car and drove away. 3 months later, the wealthy father drove down the street looking for the boy who lived under the bridge. When he found him, he brought him into the car and handed him boxes of clothes, shoes, and toys. He said, "These were my son's things, but now I'm giving them all to you." The poor boy was shocked and asked, "What about your son? Doesn't he need these things anymore?" The rich father replied, "No, he doesn't. He's in heaven now. My son passed away a few weeks ago from terminal cancer. He fought it for 3 years. We always knew he would die, so watching him in his final days was incredibly hard. Before he passed, my son said to me, 'Dad, when I finally leave, can you give all my things to that poor boy we met outside the mall, who sleeps under the bridge?'" The father paused, his eyes filled with tears, and continued, "You may be poor, but you don't know how lucky you are to have life. It's something money can't buy. If I could, I'd buy my son 100 lives, but I can't." We often compare our lives to others, forgetting that life itself is not perfect.